What's good, my lovely peoples? It's your main man, Solace here, the humble wise one. Now, today I want to do this video called We Are All Spirits in Hell, Part 2. And I basically want to break down what we need to do to get out. Now, I know this is a horrible thing to hear. I don't want anyone to think that it's a joke or something to get you scared. It's a deep thing that we all must face in this reality, in realizing that this is hell. Now, you can watch part 1 and get an understanding if you're confused that this is hell. Now, if you don't believe in hell, that's okay. I don't want you to get lost in names, because names are not important. What's important is that you grasp what I'm about to say and not get caught up in names. You can call hell whatever you want, the Duat, the Sheol, Tartarus, whatever. Just grasp the point of this message that I'm about to tell y'all, because it's a deep thing. Now, in order for you to grasp what we need to do to get out of here, you need to understand what this place is, how this works, and how this all came about. Now, it's a simple thing. First thing you must understand is, what are the fallen angels, or better yet, who are the fallen angels? Now, don't get caught up in names. That's not important. Just grasp. Now, first you must understand you have the life. And all living beings live in the life. There's no time, there's no death or conception, because they're one and the same. There is no time or death in conception, hate, work, status. There is none of this stuff in life. So grasp. You have life with all living beings living in it, and there's no time, because time comes from death and conception. So there's none of that. You just live in peace and harmony with the life in the eternity of it. So there is no separation. It's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. Now, eons ago, before this existence we live in was made, all lived in harmony with the life. Real living beings like us, whether micro or the macro. You see how we have a block in the conception of the micro, meaning we can't see micro things and we can't perceive the macro? Well, in the all of the existence, all dwells in one all existence. You can see the micro in the macro, and it is all good, and everything is in peace, and there's clarity in things. Now, in this existence, this is the only existence, this is the life. You get, let's say, you can call this person whatever you want. They begin to feel highly of themselves and feel like they should be above others and prideful and things like this. And this person begins to cause chaos in the life. It's only one life, the life I just explained to you. They begin to cause chaos in this life and pass that chaotic thought in that prideful manner off to others in the life. So now the life becomes unbalanced, because you have people thinking they're better than others, and things begin to get chaotic, and they just lose point of the all of life and enjoying the existence. So this person begin to cause a ruckus, and it start to spread to a lot of people in this existence, meaning, let's say you have 1 million people in the all of the life. Almost half of the people are starting to get into this manner. Meaning that existence, the life, is beginning to become like this existence we live in here. So that can't happen. So a place was made for that person and those who were like that person. You can call them Satan. So those who were like Satan and followed him and thought the way he thought was right, not saying they followed him like sheep, but they did like he thought. Like, man, if I can rule over a person, I should be allowed to. And if I can make a person work for me and just getting lost into status in prideful manner. So it's a deep thing. Those people in this existence that believed in his way was sent to a place made just for them. Now, this is the place that we're at now, but y'all have to grasp, this place was not hell. This place was nothing. It was just an empty place. Do as you want, but you cannot live within the life with all of the life because y'all trying to do stupid stuff. So now grasp. A place was made for those who wanted to live against the life, and they were cut off from the life, and they had their own existence. Now, they didn't have to make the existence hell. They could have came to the existence and made it just like the existence that they were cut off from. Meaning the life they were cut off from, they could have made this existence just like that, in peace, in harmony, so that when those that sent them there seen, they would have said, okay, let them come back. They grasp their ways. They understand that they're wrong. But this is not what happened. When they were cast to this place, they made it a hell. Basically, the reasons they were cast out of heaven, the reason they were cast out of the life and the existence they were in, they only proved that they deserved to be. Because when they were put into this existence, they turned it into a hell. And they begin to rule over one another and have status. Then they begin to procreate. So you have to grasp, in the existence they left from, you live for eternity. You don't need to procreate. If you want to bring forth another life from yourself, it would be for a reason, to fill a certain void or something that's missing, but it wouldn't just be. So you have to understand, people in all of the existence, they don't need to have sex. They can enjoy the pleasures without having to do the physical deeds, which is work. Even when you have sex, you have to work for that pleasure before you get it. So they don't have to work for these things. They just can enjoy the pleasures of the eternity of the life. There's no time in none of that. So you don't have to work. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. But when the fallen came here, they begin to get lost into the fleshly material things of this existence. Having pride and putting the material things before themselves, knowing you were cut off from the life because of your prideful manner. And now you're going deeper into it, getting lost. Now they're procreating amongst one another. When they do this stops them from living eternally there. So their life wasn't cut short. They was just separated from everybody else. Then they begin to procreate. This cuts their life down because that's their spirit. You're copying your spirit. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. This is why the sperm is the spirit is important. But they got lost into the physical status. They begin to build, make cities. And this is where you get the smoke, the fog, the congestion, and all of these things. They basically made it a hell. And in procreating, they teaching those that come after them the same things. Now, it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Because then this place becomes a hell. So now when those that kick them out of the life look at this place, they already know we did right. They deserve to be there This is what they would have did with the life, the whole life. Once the whole life is like that, it's over. So it's a good thing they're there. They need to be there. And this is why the fallen angels is here, or whatever you want to call them. Now, it's a deep thing y'all got to grasp, because a lot of y'all are probably thinking, okay, what does that have to do with us? Why are we here? And it's because you are them. You have to understand, my daughter, my son, they're me. The sperm is the spirit. That's why I teach y'all the sperm is the spirit, the egg is the body. So you can grasp who you are is the sperm. Now, my daughter and my son is basically my spirit or my sperm in another body. That's all. So they're me. I'm my father. My father's his father. So you have to grasp. This is what you have to do with the fallen angels, because you are them. You figure, let's say it was 300 people that were cast here. They reproduce. Then you get a bunch of people from that, but they're all truly those 300. Because if you condense the spirit back into one, then you will grasp. If my spirit is back condensed into one, then my children, my daughter and my son, me, my father, his father, and all that spirits all the way back to the beginning was all brought back into one. So this is what you have to do with them, because you are one of them. And this is why you're here. And the reason why you continuously are here, because it's a deep thing you have to grasp. When my father dies, his spirit is still here because I'm here. When I die, my spirit is still here because my kids are here. The conscious is wiped clean. You don't need it. Your spirit is still there. You don't need to remember nothing, because nothing there matters. That is a prison. None of this matters. You're supposed to be trying to get out of here by understanding why you're here. We trying to understand life. You're not going to understand life. You're cut off from it. The only way you're going to understand life is when you're back in line with it, and that's not going to happen until people grasp where they are and how that correlates. Now, I know you don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm one of the devils. But that's the reality that you have to grasp. Every god or anybody you ever heard of in this existence, that's what they are. That's what they were. That's why they were here. Everybody is one of the fallen. Now, my mother, she has a father. She is him. And if you compress the spirit into one, it'll be one of the fallen, or one of those who were sent to hell. It was a one-time thing. The spirit stays in hell through the procreation. The sperm is the spirit. So the spirit stays in hell. And when you die, it doesn't matter. Your spirit is still here, and it's going to be here. So people get lost and say, oh, what about the soul and this and that? Listen, you're the spirit in the body. The soul is just another word for spirit. So you can get lost if you want. That's on you. What you need to grasp is you're repeating this existence in hell through the offspring. Now, I know a lot of people wonder, well, how do we get out when it doesn't look like how it is? See, you have to grasp. You have people here who make it hell, that go along with the horrible things that are happening here, and then you have those who do nothing about it. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. In order for us to get out of hell, people would have to get things back pure here. Remove all the buildings and the systems and the cities and the statuses and the monies and all of this, and get everything back in its pure nature. Get the water back pure. Take care of the trees, the grass. Basically, get it to looking like a paradise or a garden. Every piece of this earth should look like a paradise in a garden. There should be no fumes of smoke of men drilling for oil and all these things, because men should not be trying to get physical material wealth. You're supposed to be trying to get out of here. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. When those who cut us off from the life look at this existence and they don't hear all the noise and the killing and the violence, and they don't hear that, then they'll look and say, well, I don't hear any noise going on in that existence. Let me look. Then when they look, if they don't see any smoke and fog and see it looking like a hell, because if you're not in Earth, I'm sure you can grasp how fucked up it probably looks with the pollution. So when they look and see it's clean and it looks like how it should, this is when we'll be free. Now, I want y'all to grasp, because I know a lot of people think it's an individual thing. Oh, if I just do good and don't, then I'll be let out. It don't work like that. You have to grasp, it don't work like that. See, if we can get this place cleaned up and looking like a paradise, and there's no violence and killing and no status and people looking down on one another, and it's just pure and good, the way that it's supposed to be. Now, this doesn't mean you can't have television and phones, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying the harmful ways that we live. See, Tesla had an energy idea that was not harmful to the earth, but it was free to all. And this is why that way wasn't used. They went with Thomas Edison's idea, because in his idea they could charge people. In them gaining money, they have no cares of the harmful ways they do things. So when we begin to do things the right way, the pure way, and everything is done purely and not for people to rule, and there's no violence in loud noises of negativity and just bad vibrations coming from this place, this is when we'll be freed. Now, it's a deep thing you have to grasp, because let's say I die right now. My conscience is coming from hell. So it's no need to worry about it. Wipe the conscience clean, it's done. The spirit's still in hell. So this is how it will be for y'all when y'all pass. When you pass, conscious wiped clean, you don't exist anymore. But your spirit is still in hell. So hopefully your spirit can figure it out and save you or something. But it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Now, let's say I die. Let's say we all decide to clean up the earth and we get it going beautiful. When we die, we'll be let back into the all of the existence. Not those who are still here alive, but those who died. Let's say I die tomorrow, and 100,000 other people die tomorrow all over the world. However, but the earth is in its pure state, and we have been living in this manner for a while. We managed to clean it up. Now, when we start to die, the conscious will be let back into the all of the life that we were cut off from. And then we, of course, before we die, we teach those that's like our seed, our spirits, our sperm. We teach them, listen, man, y'all have to keep this place pure, because it is a hell. And this is the only way you're going to get out of here, is if you keep up with it and keep it pure and good. Then when you die, you can be let back into the real life. This is not the real life. This is just the hell. But we've managed to find a way to get out. So you just break it down to your seed. And then those after you, when you pass, they'll keep up with the life the same way. Then when they pass, so on and so forth. Let back into the all. Until you get it to a point on the earth where men are not having sex anymore. And everything is pure, to where man can just live for eternity on earth. And no one's reproducing, and it's just pure here. That's when the whole earth will just be a part of the allness of the life. as opposed to spirits dying and then being let back in because the earth is good. So if you die and the earth is good and it's pure and it's not a hell, the conscious will be let back into life because they know you're coming from a good place. It's not looking at individuals because no individual was sent here. A group was sent here. So any conscious coming from there, you don't need to check and see what they did on that place. Just look at the place. Oh, it still looks like hell. End of story. Person dies, the conscious comes out. You look at the place. It looks like a paradise. Ah, they figured it out. Let them back. So it's a simple thing. Then when your children die, it's still beautiful there. Let them back. And then the spirits connect and become one again. And you're back in life. And then when Earth is to the point where you don't even have people reproducing anymore because they so high in their conscious and truly understand, then this place will be like the life that they're cut off from. And they truly won't be cut off because in an instance it'll all be back one again. There will be no need for a separate place. So this is how we get out of here. But it all boils down to a matter of cleaning up this place. This is why I say we got to get land. We can't have the system. See, if you're working, then you're helping things stay how it is. People lost in the material things. A person will lose their spirit and everything just to get a material thing. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. This is why I be teaching give and receive. Because that's why you hear from having that type of mannerism. If you receive something you are supposed to give, period, you can't grasp that. This is one of the reasons why you're here. You figure I say donate $5 a month. Now the money doesn't matter. It's the principle. And this should show you why you don't deserve to leave. The simple things in life you can't grasp. You're so lost on the physical, worldly desires and material things that you like, I'm not giving up $5 a month. I don't care how low it is. So you have to grasp how deep it is. It's the thought and actions that prove day to day if you truly belong to be here or not. And we should all clearly be able to see that we all belong here. Because you're either making it how it is or you're doing nothing about it. This is why I want to get land and slowly start to clean up. Whatever land I'm on, get it clean, get it balanced out, no status, nobody looking down on one another, people understanding that the materials truly don't matter. You can have an abundance of things, but when you begin to get lost in them, when you're holding them like this, mind you can't take it where you're going. You're going nowhere. Your spirit's still going to be here. If you didn't have kids, you might be let back into all if you're a good person, but more than likely you won't because you're coming from here, which is hell. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Y'all so lost into the material things, y'all hold on to them. And it does nothing for you. It makes you more of a slave. In you being lost in the material things, the more enslaved you are. Mind you, you're not supposed to have to work for nothing. Everything is produced here free. But people so low. Mind you, we're the same as those who fell in the beginning. We're the same. We are them. So you can see just how low they were. To the point where now we don't even see the correlation where we're them. This is hell. None of that. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. Until we get our conscious and everything, until there's no killing peace, this place looks like a paradise, basically a garden. If you don't know what a garden looks like, pull it up. But until this whole earth looks like a garden, and people are not living in a system where they're working and all of this weird stuff, we're going to be here. Period. You could think all you want, man, if I could just do something good, maybe I could get out. It don't work like that. See, I'm trying to get land so I could make up that piece, a beautiful paradise and garden, and live in that peaceful state. Because I know we're finished. Y'all ain't gonna grasp by the time I fucking die. But if I could leave enough of a stain, maybe by the time my youngest kid is grown, the earth will be cleansed and beautiful. And when my son dies, he will be coming from this hell that is now a paradise. And hopefully they'll let him in. And in that, he'll save me and basically, you know how it works. We all one spirit. So that's the only thing I can do at the end of the day. But we all finished. And y'all just have to know that truth. And unless people gonna really change. We gotta change this place. People talking about stupid stuff. Statuses and governments and how to get rich and what does all that mean? What do you being rich matters? I want you to really think about that. Now, I know you're going to say it makes my life better here, but rich people's lives ain't better here. They can just have more material things than you. But these are the reasons why you're here. Because you lost in that. You think that matters. So you have to truly grasp. Rich people, they feel the same pain and agony you feel, and the same hurt. If you get disrespected online, they get disrespected online. So they live the same existence you live. This hellish existence. So it don't matter how much you got, you still live the same turmoil. Y'all have to grasp, the material don't matter. The only reason people feel that way here is because of the status. If everybody had access to the same things and nobody had to be over nobody, and you who works hardest gets this and that, and it wasn't like that, nobody would feel no kind of way. Everybody would feel regular and just live in the existence, in the peace and the abundance of things. Because more than enough things is produced here than people. So what is there truly to worry about? You can just chill all day and keep up with the life. Make sure it stay neat. Simple thing. You can picture it like a house. The fallen was cast into the basement because they don't know how to act. So y'all can't be in the house. Now, they could have made the basement look beautiful and clean like the house, but they didn't. So now when those who kicked them out the house come to the basement and they see how fucked up it is, and there's nothing but smoke and killing and this dumb thing and that dumb thing going on and gambling and money, and now this person is over that person, and you like, what the fuck are they doing? He works for him, and he works for him, and he's his ruler, and he rules all of them, and he owns that part of the basement, and so you like, yeah, they don't learn. I'm glad I kicked them out the house. Let them stay there. And this is pretty much how it is here. And until that basement is clean and looking like the house, we gonna be here. And if you confused on how, the sperm is the spirit. So when you die, you don't have to get confused and say, well, you're not separate than your kids, you're not separate than your father. So it's simple. Let's say your father is dead. He's done. He's gone. He's nowhere else alive somewhere. Like, yeah, you're him. You, and if you're a man and you had a kid, you're what's left of him. That's simple. So if my grandfather, he's dead. My father, me, my son, my daughter, my sister, because my sister's same sperm as the father. She came from his sperm. So we are all what's left of him. And if we clean this place up, when we die, we'll be let back into the all. And all become one spirit. And Grandpa will be with, it'll all be one spirit. Don't matter how far back you go. When one is saved, it comes back one spirit. in all of the life. So it's a simple thing. But that's not going to happen until here looks like people that are here have a brain and know how to live. So it's a simple thing. Y'all have to grasp. Start taking heed to the things that's being said. That's all I can say, man. And like I said before, you can go to my GoFundMe page, donate whatever you want. I know we in hell, so people got low spirits. They don't grasp. They gonna say, man, why you want us to donate to you then? I already told y'all the goal and the point. If you grasp, you grasp. If you don't, you don't. Just know where you are. And know you need to be doing something to bring about some change here. Simple. When I say change, I'm talking about on the lines of what this video is about. This place has to look a certain way. It has to be a certain way. It has to vibrate a certain way. Period. If you got buildings and big houses, it's because people are not in the right spirit. Buildings are made so people can make revenue. If there was no revenue, people would not waste their time building big buildings. Why would you waste all that time if there's nothing in it for you? Think about it. If there was no status, why would you waste your time building a big mansion when you can just build a place big enough that you need? You're not going to get any extra credit for it because people don't care about that. It'd be funny, like, oh, this motherfucker took 5 years building himself a big-ass house. He can only stay in one room at a time. This is how it would be looked at if everybody could just have access to everything in the world and it was just a beautiful paradise. It's like, why he did that? That was dumb. But he deserved to have it because he went through all of that trouble to have it. But it would just show that you're lost because it's like, that's a material thing. Why did you waste all that time doing that? Ain't like you can live in every place in the fucking mansion at one time, so you just have to get an understanding of we're lost into the material things because of the status that you're in. You live in the system, and you work, and you go with it. You're looking to be a boss, meaning you're looking to have workers under you. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Very deep. It's your main man, Solace, man. Support your main man, Solace, man. That's all I can say.